A siren is a very rare female personality type. It's a vibe for sure. It's your personality, it's who you are, it's your energy when you walk in a room. The thing about a siren that is very scary for people, sirens scare people. So, one way to know that you're a siren is if you find that men and women want you. You know that men and women want you very, very much. You're very desirable. But oftentimes people are petrified of you. They're scared, they're intimidated, that kind of thing. And that you may be a siren if that is your thing. So it's one of those things, you guys, where sirens don't really have it easy. I feel like we're the most ostracized, lonely, independent women in the world. If you're a Sigma female, which a lot of sirens are, they say Sigma females are the most rare female type in the world. And Sigma females don't really move in packs, they tend to move alone. Like my job requires me to act more like an alpha female, but I actually probably am more a Sigma female. I can like build whole businesses all on my own. Like I can accomplish goals on my own. Like I'll just find a way. And again, it's a more of a vibe. I really mean that. You could be a siren and not even really necessarily be that traditionally cute, but it's something in your energy. It's very sensual. It's very sexual. It's dark. It's powerful. It's dark feminine energy. There's a savageness to it. Siren energy, when you are truly in your Elizabeth Taylor siren energy, you can get any man you want. And so sirens are very triggering and threatening and jealous inducing to other women. Sirens are not a safe bet. Sirens are risky. Sirens are, yeah, it's possible, you could be that one guy that she chooses and really settles down with and does, her long partnership with. I've talked about Elizabeth Taylor being a siren as well. She too had that, though she had many husbands. I think his name was Richard Burton. I'm not sure, but he was another actor. And she considered him, like him and, like the main love of her life. Like they had a relationship for a really long time, like over a decade, which in Hollywood world is actually kind of a long time. So, he was that guy for her, but think about all the other guys that were not that guy for her, right? So she, she just like turned him and burned him, honestly. And so there's the reason why a siren has a turn and burn element to her is because she can take or leave basically anybody. She's so independent. She is so in her own vibe that, if the relationship doesn't serve her anymore, if she loses love or completely loses attraction, if she falls in love with someone else, like a siren's gonna go for it. The sirens are not, like I said, like they're risky. And so they make people nervous. They are intimidating. People are scared to pursue them. But yet they're so magnetic, alluring, and attractive. Yeah, they're very confident women. So they get what they want. And it's that simple. But the thing about sirens that people don't always know, at least in my case, is oftentimes a siren, people think, oh, well, she's just hot and she's just sexy. That's not true at all. Hot girls get pumped and dumped all the time. Hot girls get slept with and left all the time. Hot girls, just because you're hot does not mean a guy wants to actually have a real relationship with you and is in love with you. These are totally different things. The thing about a siren is, yes, she is hot. She's attractive. She's magnetic and alluring. But people fall in love with her and they become obsessed with her. She becomes almost, it's not healthy, but like, and I think with a more healthy man, he would be careful of this, but she can have an addictive quality to her. So she's the girl that you can never get over. She's the girl that, I got like dudes calling me that I talked to like 3 years ago. I'm like, bro, like, I don't even remember your name practically. People cannot seem to get over a siren. She's a once in a lifetime and a once in a million. And what makes her that? So if it's not just that she's pretty or hot or something like that, what is it? Well, it's a lot of things. Like a siren, again, I'm using Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor had a ruthless side to her. She could be kind, she could be cruel, she could get exactly what she wanted. She could also be gracious and demure. She was a complex, mature, well-developed woman. She had a darkness to her and she had a light to her. I mean, the good Elizabeth Taylor has done on this planet, like she was standing up for gay men with AIDS when no one would touch that with a 10-foot pole. You know, she was always the kind of person who had a loving and open heart for people that were different than her or being ostracized in society. Like Elizabeth Taylor had a huge heart. She did a lot of philanthropy. She's made a immense positive difference on this planet. But she had that variety. She was also, you know, she could be ruthless. She could take what she wanted with no apology. She could leave a man in the dust and move on to the next one and not worry. She could, you know, in her older years, you know, standing alone and being more single and solid in that. Like, I mean, she could do whatever. And I think that's what makes someone a siren, is it's like she's smart, but she knows how to play dumb. She's kind and has a big heart and can do wonderful things on this planet, but she's not afraid to be cruel or ruthless with the right person. I always say this, like in my podcast, like, you should not be nice to horrible people. I am the sweetest person and the kindest person, but if I encounter a man or woman that I think is a horrible person, I'll be a straight out bitch or ignore them or walk right by them without saying hello. Or, you know, I'll openly be like, I think that person's a horrible person and let that spread like wildfire through. So you see what I'm saying? There's immense, I think, variety. This is a mature feminine archetype. A siren is not a cutesy little girl. Okay. A siren is not a rainbows and sunshine, you know, bubblegum teenager. A siren is something that, you know, you can have elements of that in you since you were a teen, as I did. You know, you can have elements of things, but you grow into your siren status as you become more mature and you become a woman of depth, height and depth. So what happens when people meet you, okay, and they start to like date you or something, is they discover that you're like the never-ending fucking gift that doesn't stop fucking giving. You're never boring. You're never a stage 5 clinger attached, because sirens, we don't really get attached. I am detached from people. So, like, detachment. Like, I love people. I'm very loyal to people that I love. But I'm detached. You know, there's things that have happened to me in my life, like certain things that occurred that caused me to become very independent and very detached. And so there is an element of being able to take or leave it. And so this detached way about a siren, being detached, having a take it or leave it attitude, her knowing that like her presence is a gift, it's a treasure, it's a gem. Why? I think mostly because of the height and the depth and the ins and the outs and the black and the white and the gray that you see in a siren. So, like I said, she's always interesting. People have told me I was mysterious, which I've touched on in my other video, but I don't try to be mysterious. It's just, I think there are many things that contribute to people thinking I'm mysterious and being kind of like obsessed with me and always trying to follow me and watch me and what am I doing? I think what it is because there's just so much to me. It's like I could never, sometimes I don't even ever say anything or share anything about myself because I'm like, there's just too much to fucking share. You know, and a siren is a brave, fierce, confident, adventurous woman. So it's like, I've really lived, you know, a lot of life. Like I've done so many amazing things. I've taken big leaps. I've faced big fears. But, you know, yeah, just the variety. And so I think that back to like people being afraid. People are afraid because of the reasons I've mentioned, but also because a siren's energy is so powerful, so magnetic, so strong, that she easily overpowers people. So, one of the things I do in my regular 3D life is I move very quietly. I listen far more than I speak. I try really hard to just kind of, flow through life. Because if I start talking a lot and stuff, people start copying me, people start emulating me, people start like being enveloped by my energy. And then they're like regurgitating what I'm saying and what I think instead of really sharing with me what they think. Because my energy, without even trying, is so powerful that I envelop people. And so that's really the scary part of being with a siren, is that something about her energy envelops you. You begin to like literally like worship her and become obsessed with her, and she can become your everything. And meanwhile, to the siren, she may love you, she may be faithful to you, she may be loyal to you, but I'm telling you, there is still an element inside of her that can take or leave you. So, I think a siren can be a natural personality type, but also it can be developed through challenges, through hardships, through having to be strong, having to be independent. You learn this kind of detachment. I think one of the things I love about myself the most is I never lost touch with being a kind person, being authentic, being honest. I think that the siren is one of the most honest women you will ever meet. I think that she is too much for most people. She is really only suitable for a very confident king and queen in relationships. Really, she just is. There is an element of that. That's another way to know you're a siren. Like if you just feel like you're just too fucking much, your energy like envelops people, and you're just too much for people. And when you even just start to show your personality and kind of shine your light a little bit, people get jealous, triggered, and threatened. People are intimidated by you. People are afraid of you, even though you mean them no harm. In a world of lies, when you meet someone that's honest like that, it's scary. And there comes a point in a time in people's lives when they are ready to be enveloped in love and passion. And yeah, like sirens are like, we are the queens of passion. And so anyone that's ever like been close to me in any way, like there's a passion there, a fervor. And, so sirens are very life-changing. They have an electric energy about them. You will not be the same. I feel like sirens are the type of women you just never really get over. It seems like that. Like she's so unique. You're lucky if you meet one and have an experience with one like real siren in your life. That's not like on the TV. You can watch them on TV and you can imagine what it's like, but to actually meet a siren and actually have a real relationship with her, or friendship or something, it's a once in a lifetime experience. And I feel like that's why, sirens seldom, if ever, get broken up with. Like it's impossible to break up with a siren. You just don't want to let her go. And so, yeah, I think they're life changers. You move different after you meet a siren. She is the most inspiring type of human you can meet. To meet someone like that calls you to that level of confidence, to that level of strength, like it's just totally life changing, and you move different, and it's very inspiring. So I really think that sirens are the type of woman you never really get over and you will always love. That's my experience. Bye, guys.